नमस्ते दोस्तों, आप सबका स्वागत है हमारे YouTube चैनल पर। आज के वीडियो में हम आपको
A new project, we simply have to click on create new project. Inside this, we have to choose empty activity, then click on next. Here we have to mention our application name. Now select the language as a Kotlin. After that, click on finish. Now our project has been created. Now inside this project, we will get to see two files as activity underscore main.xml and main activity.kt file. So first of all, we will create a design for our application. So here we will get to see a simple text view and a constraint layout. So first of all, we will remove this text view, and for getting the data inside our application, we will be using the two different APIs. So I will show you the APIs. This one is the first API, which will tell us about the data across the world, such as the number of cases, the deaths, and recovered cases. So this API will tell us the data across the world. And this one is the second API, which will tell us about the data across the India along with its different states. So here are the different states along with its confirmed cases, deaths, and recovered. And above is the data for the India. So we will be using these two different APIs inside our application. Now for fetching this data from these APIs, we have to use a library which is called as a Volley. So Volley is a library which is used to fetch the data from the REST API inside our application. So for adding that, we have to add a dependency inside our build.gradle file. So navigate to Gradle scripts. Inside that, we have to open the build.gradle file. Inside this, we have to add the dependency for it. So in dependency section, we have to add dependency as com.android. Here is the dependency for Volley. After adding this dependency, we simply have to sync our project. After the project sync has been successful, now this dependency has been installed inside our application. After that, for getting the data from the internet, we have to add the permissions for internet. For adding the permissions, we have to go to the manifest folder. Inside this, we have to write uses and permissions, and we have to specify internet permission. Here we have added the internet permission inside our application. Now we will move towards the designing of our application. Here we will remove our constraint layout and add a linear layout. Inside this, we will specify orientation as vertical. Now we will add the colors inside our colors folder, which we will use for our different text views and different views. So for adding colors, navigate to the res folder. Inside this, values, and then colors. Now here we will change our purple to color code to similarly we will change the next one also, and we will add the three different colors, that is red. We can change this color from by clicking on color, and we will change it to red. Now similarly we will add the green color. Now we will add blue color. Now we have added our three colors. Now inside our main activity underscore main.xml, we will create a card view. We'll specify width as match parent, height as wrap content, margin as 3dp, card corner radius as 3dp, card elevation as 3dp. Inside this card view, we will specify relative layout. Instead of relative layout, we will be creating a linear layout. Specify width as a match parent, height as wrap content, and orientation as vertical. Inside this linear layout, we will create a text view. Specify width as match parent, height wrap content, text as a worldwide record, text alignment as center, gravity as center horizontal. Specify text size as 18 sp. Then we will specify the padding as 3dp. Similarly, margin as 3dp. We will specify text color as black. Now we have added our text view. After that, we will create another linear layout. We will specify width match parent, height wrap content. Now we will create a horizontal linear layout. So we'll specify width as horizontal, orientation on horizontal. Now we will specify weight sum. Weight sum as 3. As we are creating the three components inside our linear layout, so we will specify weight sum as 3 so that all the three components will be equally divided into our linear layout. Now inside that we will create one more linear layout which will be vertical. Specify width as 0 dp, height as wrap content, and weight as 1. As we are specifying our width as 0 dp, so we have to use weight. Weight will equally distribute into the three. That is, one weight will occupy the one position. Similarly, we will create other two components in which we will specify weight as 1 and 1. So it will be equally distributed. Here in the linear layout, we have to specify orientation as vertical. After that, we will create a text view. Inside text view, we will specify width as match parent, height wrap content, text as cases, padding as 4dp, text size as 15 sp, text alignment center, gravity center horizontal, text color as black. Here we will specify text style as bold. Now we have to create another text view. This text view will be used to display the number of cases. So we'll specify here also width as match parent, height wrap content, and we will specify text as number of cases. We'll specify text alignment as center, gravity as center horizontal. We will specify text color here as blue. Here also we will specify padding as 4dp, text size as 12 sp. Now we have created our the one linear layout. Now we simply have to use this linear layout for creating the another two blocks. That is, one block will be for the number of recovered patients and another will be for the number of deaths. So for this, we simply have to select this linear layout and simply press the Ctrl D. One more linear layout will be created, and again we have to press Ctrl D. Another linear layout will be created. Now we have to change the heading for this. For changing, we just have to click on this cases. Now we will change here as a recovered patient, recovered, and we will change here number of recovered patients. After that, inside recovered, we will change the text color as green. After that, cases we have to specify as deaths in the third column. Here we have to change text color as red. Now inside this, we have to specify ID for the text view, in which we have to add the data through the main activity.kotlin file. So for adding the ID, we have to simply write ID. This will be for worldwide, so we have to add IDTV world cases. After that, we have to add ID for this one, that is the recovered cases for worldwide. World recovered. Now for number of deaths. Now we simply have to create another block which will be for Indian country. So for this, we will simply select this linear layout and press Ctrl D. Sorry, we have to select a card view and simply press Ctrl D. Our another block will be created. So here we have to change the heading as, instead of worldwide, we have to change as a Indian record. Now inside this, we have to simply change the ID for all three. So for changing this, instead of world, we will simply change here as India. Then for recovered also, we will change as India. Now we have created a UI for worldwide record and the Indian record. Now for states, we will simply create a recycler view, and inside this recycler view, we will be populating data. So for creating a recycler view, we have to simply write recycler view, specify width as match parent, height as wrap content, and simply specify ID. ID RV as states. So this recycler view will be used to display the number of cases across the various states of India. Now we will move towards the creating a model class for the states. So for creating a model class, we simply have to right click on our package name, then click on new Kotlin classless file option. Here we have to select class and then specify the name as state model and click on class. After that, we have created our class. Here we have to add data, as this class will be used as a model class for storing the data which will be used in the recycler view. So we have to add the circular brackets. Inside this, we have to create the variables. We will be creating 4 variables, one for state, another for the recovered patients, one for the deaths, and one for the number of cases. So the first variable will be for the state, that is the state name, and we will specify the data type as a string. Another variable will be for recovered. This will be integer, so we are specifying as an int. Another variable will be for deaths, and last one will be for number of cases. Now our model class has been created. Here our model class has been created. Now for displaying this data inside our recycler view, we have to create a layout file which will be used as an item of our recycler view. So for creating a layout file, we simply have to go to the layout, right click on it, click on new, and then click on create layout resource file. Inside this, we have to specify name of a file as a state RV item. We have to change the root element as a card view and click on OK. Our layout file will be created. Now inside this layout file, we have to change height as a wrap content, specify margin as 3dp, card corner radius as 3dp, elevation as card elevation, as 3dp. Inside this card view, we have to create the similar layout UI design, that is this one. So we will simply copy this UI from this one and use the same UI there as well. So we will copy this linear layout and paste this one inside our state RV item. Now we have to make changes here. So instead of worldwide record, here we will specify the name of our state name, and we will also provide ID for this. ID TV state. Here also we will change the IDs. Here we will only write ID TV cases. Here we will specify only recovered patients, and here only dead. Now our UI for the each item of our recycler view has also been created. Now we will move towards creating our adapter class. So adapter class will be used to set the data to each item of our recycler view. So for creating adapter class, we simply have to right click on our package name, new, and Kotlin class slash file. Inside this, we have to specify name of our class as a state RB adapter, and create our class. So inside this class, we will first of all create our view holder class, which will use to initialize all our variables that are used inside our state RB item.xml layout file. So for creating view holder class, we simply have to write class state RB view holder. We have to specify item view. We have to specify recycler view. Now inside our state RB adapter class, we have to pass list. So for that, we will create a variable as state list. Inside this list, we will be passing our state model, that is model class which we have created. After this, we have to write recycler view dot adapter and specify our view holder class that we have created. Now we will get to see the red error. Now we have to implement this method. So for implementing, we have to click on this bulb and click on implement methods. Now inside the view holder class, we will create the variables that is for the text view which we have used in the state rv item.xml file. So we will be using these three variables, that is state name, number of cases, number of deaths, and number of recovered. So we will create three variables for it. So for creating variables, we simply have to write val state name tv text view item view dot find view by id tv state. Similarly, we have to create three variables for our cases TV. Now we have created and initialize our variables. After that, inside our on create view folder, we have to inflate our layout file. So for inflating our layout file, first of all remove this to do. Now for inflating our layout file, we simply have to create a variable for our item view. Now calling a layout inflator to inflate our layout dot from. Now we have to specify the name of the file which we have to inflate. That is here the layout file which we have created as a state rv item. We have to specify parent and then false. After that, we have to return this item view with state rv view holder and return our item view. Now we will move towards the on bind view holder method. So this method will be used to set data to our views, that is the four text view which we have created. This method will be used to set data to each of the views. So inside this, we will first of all get the data from our list. So for getting the data from our list, we will simply create a val as state data, and we will extract the data from our list, that is state list, and here we will pass the position. Now we will set the data to four text views, that is the state name TV, cases TV, deaths, and recovered TV. So for that, we will have to simply write holder dot cases TV dot text state data dot state. Now similarly, we have to write for the other three. Sorry, here is cases dot toString. As this cases, recovered, and deaths are from integer, so we have to write dot toString. Now we have set data to our text view from our list. After that, inside this method, we have to return the size of our array list. The list which we are using, we have to return the size of it. So for that, we have to simply write return state list dot size. Now the code for the adapter class has been created. Now we will move towards our main activity.kt file for initializing the views inside our activity underscore main.xml. Now we have to create variables for our views such as text view, recycler view, and others. So for this, we will create world cases TV variable. Now for creating another variables, we simply have to press Ctrl D. Here we have to change only the variable name. So in world cases, we have world recovered, then world deaths. After that, state, sorry, country recovered, country cases TV, then country recovered TV, then country that's TV. After that, we have to create another variable for our recycler view, that is state RV. Here we have to change it to recycler view. Then again we will create another variable for our adapter class, that is state RV adapter. Now we will create again another variable for our state list, and we will specify list state model. Now inside our onCreate method, we have to initialize all our text views and recycler view. So for initializing these variables, we have to find them by using their ID, which we have mentioned inside our activity underscore main.xml. Here we will change now we have initialized all our variables. Similarly, we have to initialize our state list as array list, and